Why do some vintage toys have accidental errors? Imagine opening a box of vintage toys and finding one with a tiny mistake that no one planned. Sometimes, these little quirks make the toy even more special. So why do these errors happen? Well, back in the mid-20th century, toy manufacturing was not as strict as it is today. Companies often rushed to get their products out quickly because demand was high and trends changed fast. This rush could lead to mistakes in how toys were made or assembled. For example, a toy might have a mismatched color because the paint was mixed incorrectly or a part was put on upside down. Many toys were made using molds, and if the mold was damaged or worn out, it could produce a figure with a crooked face or missing detail. Hand painting was common too, and human error could cause a toy to have uneven or sloppy paint jobs. Sometimes, workers made mistakes when assembling moving parts, leading to weak joints or broken features. Safety standards were also less strict before the 1970s. Toys made before that time often used materials like lead paint or toxic plastics because no one knew how dangerous they could be. Over the years, these materials can break down, which might make the toy unsafe to play with today. Some errors are the result of new features or technology introduced during production. For example, early action figures with moving limbs sometimes had fragile joints that broke easily. If a toy was recalled because of safety issues, the remaining examples with errors can become rare and highly sought after by collectors. These mistakes add stories to a toy's history and can even increase its value. Collectors love finding toys with unique errors because they show how the toy was made and the era it comes from. However, it is important to remember that some errors might mean the toy contains hazardous materials or broken parts. So, in the end, accidental errors in vintage toys happen because of less regulation, rushed production, and evolving safety standards. These quirks are now part of what makes vintage toys interesting and fun to collect, but always check older toys carefully for safety.